the shadowed corners of racing's memory, yesterday's champions await their triumphant return, patiently biding their time on the sidelines. And now, the wait is over. They are back. SARCO, UK versus USA. Powered by NAG.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday night once again. It is round number 2 of the NAG USA versus the UK. In the comms box once again, Mr. Carl Lawrence. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm counting my blessings. 2 nights in a row, no HCOM. So, you know, stoked for that one. So glad to be here. And Oulton Park, man. Tight, twisty. It's going to be good, bro.
And that was, again, we saw at Donington, we had a few little incidents, and that was guys going off the track, trying to get back on, creating these multi-car pile-ups. Oulton's even tighter than Donington, and just hope that they do heed caution. But with it being 2 pit stops this evening, we might see a lot of guys taking the caution, pitting early, getting out of the traffic, and hopefully getting themselves up that order.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen in long races before with SARCO, you think you're going to end up with big groups or, you know, big spaces between cars, and then because of the strategies, and we get to 5 minutes left, and everybody's on top of each other again. So, you know, we might have a little bit of free air in the middle for one still, but it's still going to be intense. I'm sure of it.
And look, that's what we want. We want this intense, close racing, and that's kind of what we want. We do have some of the drivers that missed the first race, like Mohat Musa. He brings his BMW here this evening. And we've got Frankie Berkus, who arrives in the GTR. We spoke about it last week. We didn't see it, but it is here. Just want to have a quick sneak at what's happening behind the scenes. We can actually just cross live there now, and that is because we have 2 minutes left of the practice before we go into the qualifier. And Carl, qualifying in this series, what are your thoughts of that one-lap flyer? Your strategy, do you hit the qualifying hard, or do you just hit a banker? Yeah, 100%. And because of there's 2 pit stops, we understand there's going to be quite a bit of blue flags coming through. The guys can use the pit stops as part of their strategy. Do you want to get out of the traffic early? Do you want to get those pit stops done quickly? Or do you want to keep one in reserve just in case you might need to go get some damage done?
So it creates a whole nother talking point.
100%. So talking about talking points is that people on the stream weren't able to hear you, but they should be able to hear you now. Good evening, Carl. For 5, 6, 7 in this, almost said big words there. This coconut was working last week. How has it changed? we did so well. We're gonna bank that of how great our introduction can actually be. Talking about BOPs and been another frustration. So let's just talk about BOP quickly. Is that we understand that LFM have been running the BOPs. We also know that they will update on their server once it has been active. And then we get a little bit here, a little bit there. But the reality is that we don't always have the BOPs active, so we kind of make it up as we go. The consensus for today's race is the most recent version that we have in terms of the adjustments. That's kind of what we have loaded. We did phone a couple of the teams today just to get their view as well, and that seemed to have been the right way to go about it.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. I just think that it is a beautiful looking car. In terms of the performance, I unfortunately wouldn't drive it just because it is not one that you're able to be competitive with. What do you mean you're only hearing me now? But I can... Oh my gosh. They're only hearing me. Again. I don't know how or why. Let's just double check here. I don't think so. No, I've turned the Twitch off. The Twitch just wasn't working for us. Carl, please let me know if we can hear you.
I'll please let you know if we can hear you.
There we go. Yeah, I'm sure Brandon, is that good? Can you hear Carl now? We've got Chantelis who's on stream, Brandon Santov as well as Yusuf Musa. And we got Sanjan Pillay. I don't know if you saw the clip that we had of Sanjan overtaking Craig Earcoat going into turn 1 at Donington.
I did see that, and it was very, very good. I've been on ACC a couple of months now, back again, and I still cannot run that close to the car in front of me without freaking out. So to watch the two of them that close together and to watch that movie pulled off, as he pulls it off a track, that is going to be an invalidated lap. Dylan, this is a one-lap qualifier, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct.
So we have obviously put the rule out now that once you've left the pit, that is your one lap.
That's the one. You have to then go out and you commit. So
Pillay has just thrown away qualifying.
Because, well, it looks like he's still active because that 7-11 that we're seeing underneath, that was basically his first out lap. And he's got Ulrich de Jager all over the back of him. And I wonder whether Ulrich is now feeling that pressure of him being held out now.
Yeah, so Pillay unfortunately making a mistake there. At least the lap's still active, but now intruding on de Jager's lap. So this is, I was going to say this when my mic wasn't working, this is a one-lap qualifier, but I'm seeing 4 or 5 cars leave the pits together, which is not ideal, and this is exactly why.
Well, remember what we saw last week is we had this weird lull 7 minutes near the end of the qualifying, where all of a sudden it was quiet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see though, Pillay across the line, obviously quickest at the moment because first one across the line, but he is not going to be enjoying it as he goes off into turn 1 and into the wall. On his in-lap.
Paul Fenter, he's gone quickest. followed by Heineke in second. Wilfred goes across in third. Now everyone is catching up. Stephen Kutze, he's going to cross the line. He goes up into second place. Next on track is Shamil, who in that Audi. Oh, I quite like that.
Very, very interesting along the side of that car. Very interesting.
I can't quite make out what it is, so let's see if we can't get just a little bit closer. It's a whole...
Mario.
No, man,
cartoons.
It looks like little duckies. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, whoa. Lots of cars coming towards the line. There goes Atipino. He goes up into... What is that? 12th position there for him.
Did Earcut just go pole?
Really?
Earcut may have just gone pole. No, he didn't.
No. It was AJ de Kock who got pole. So Henry Meyer, a double winner last week. He's currently second place. David Farrell, third place there for him. Rainer Roberts, a newcomer to the series. He finds himself in fourth place. Paul Fenter kept it off the wall. And he is going to get himself up into fifth.
See, even Brandon says it looks like a bunch of cartoons.
Yeah. Okay, now look here. We've got this lull once again, and our track map is back. So Shamil not seeing an improvement on his sector time in sector 1, but as he comes towards the line, he will put himself in 13th place.
Pele is obviously kicking himself at the moment because he's well down the order from where he normally, he should at least be in the top 10.
Yeah, Pele.
Domingo, big moment for Isham on the way out of there, and that also one of the best liveries out there, that BMW, and it makes the front of it look so mean as that thing skates across over the bumps there here at Oulton Park. But massive error on that lap, that's gonna hurt.
Coming into the braking zone at turn number 12. And one of my worst corners is this one because
the way it tightens up is shocking, and it's downhill over.
Oh, that was wide. That was wide. Is this going to be a valid lap for Isham as he crosses the line? It is valid, and that puts him in third position. And
he must be absolutely kicking himself for that small error he made in, I think it was turn 7. So he's gone third. He definitely had more in his lap. Jason Lanesberg in the Aston Martin comes across the line to start his lap. Yes.
There we go. Tyler Scott will be the next person to cross the line there. Let's see if there's any other drivers. Craig Earcourt. And Momentum a little bit confused. Let's see what Craig's got in store as he's on his flyer. Justin Lotus just backing off a little bit just to give himself a little bit of a gap. Rod van der Heerwe, he's also out on his Sate lap. He'll get ready to go. Aiden in the BMW, that is very pink.
That is beautiful. That is absolutely what that pops on track. There is no way you're missing that car. We'll be able to see Aiden Russell from space with that pink livery. Speaking of liveries, Craig Earcourt has put his own company on the side of that Creation Wealth, which is his own personal company. So it actually looks very like IR.
It looks very corporate, like he's got a corporate sponsor.
Exactly. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Well, for the whole of the first 6 months, the LTR guys drove in chic cars.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love how in the sim world you're allowed you're able.
You were saying in the sim world you're allowed to, and then you went A, and then that was the end of it. More hard. Yeah, but you're back now. I got you.
Thank you.
Mohat Musa finishing second in our championship last season behind Ryan Ottens. Coming through the last corner to start his flyer. And you see, like now, we've still got 6 minutes left and the track is pretty evenly matched. There we go, Craig Earcourt with his Wealth Creation car.
Yeah, it's Creation Wealth. Into this corner is... This is where you can throw away a lap. Craig, though, nice and neat and tidy on the way out. Kept straightened up nice and early. Got the run down, up the hill and then back down again over the line. He'll go. up to P8 for Craig Eckert, so into the top 10. Great start for, well, a great jump up the order for him. Justin Lotus, though, he's about to cross the line in his Alpha to take 8th place from Craig Eckert. Rob van der Heever currently down in 29th in his Ferrari. That is the LTR Ferrari, about to cross the line from P30. He moves himself up into 19th place.
So there was a car that did cross the line. I did just miss him trying to catch him out of the last corner. And Mr. Flip van Sale in the Lexus on a flyer. Oh, not on a flyer. Puts him in 5th place. Now that's an effort.
Yeah, the BOP must be proper strong though, because I haven't seen Lexus up in the top 10 for ages. So a wonderful lap there as Andre Hildebrandt goes on to start the lap.
Yeah, that's correct. See, we're getting this. It's like all of a sudden it's all working beautifully. Now, Mohat Musa into turn number 12. Want to get the car rotated before you get onto the power. Use as much of the runoff as possible. Don't go too wide. Nice and tight on the inside. Comes towards the line, and that puts him up in P1. 132.7. Mohat Musa coming back here at Season 2 with a cracker.
Sorry, boys, did you miss me? 2 fastest sectors as well. There are 2 purple sectors. Ryan Ottens, though, definitely from Alpha 1 Esports, definitely a driver, though, that can give Musa a run for his money there in pole position. We know that. Hildebrandt as well, quite quick. We saw his battle with, was it Pele or Fenter? Fenter.
With Fenter. Yep, that was a great little overtake there.
Into the hairpin at Donington.
Who I haven't seen is Mr. Christopher Radloff, who hasn't been out yet, and he too is in a BMW, so it'll be very interesting to see what the outcome of his lap is as Mr. Ryan Ottens goes and crosses the line to begin his lap. A little flash of the lights there. Thank you, Ryan. Let's see.
Ye of little faith, thinking the commentators don't know you're starting your flying lap. Ye of little faith.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that the stream is on in the background. He definitely is waiting for the Ryan Ottens dad joke of the day. Andre Hildebrandt up into 26th place. That will be where he qualifies Tyler Humphries. He's still on his warm-up lap, so he will be hitting his flyer now, coming in through turn number 12. That was nearly wide, but all safe at the end there. It's interesting how he went so wide through there. Jason Farmer going to be starting his flyer as well, followed by Jabulani Madzi van Dondo. This is a lap there for him. He'll cross the line and start in 27th place. Will we get that person? Yes, Andres Rodeo on his lap now. Marius Botma.
Oh, we saw how fast this Porsche can be. So it'll be interesting to see where he puts himself. So we're seeing a lot of the front runners going for the late starts in qualifying as opposed to going out early. Christopher Radloff, we know how quick he is from Alpha 1 Esports. We saw, I think, the top 5 at one stage were all Alpha 1 Esports at Donington.
And can I tell you what the problem is? And it was something that we did come clean with. And that was because we were applying the LFM balance of performance / the Kunos one. Well, let's just watch Ryan crossing the line. 4th place for him in the Porsche. Is that because of the Kunos related BOP update and the BOPs that we had done? What we had done is actually added 80 kilograms onto the BMWs. So they were 80 kilograms heavier than they should have been.
Oops.
Yes. So thank you, Kunos. Thank you, LFM. It was not our brightest moment. So we monitor the BOPs quite diligently now. Okay, Tyler Humphries is going to be crossing the line. I'm sure Cans will be jumping on.
Oh.
Uh-oh. That looks like
that's going to hurt.
Is not a lap.
That's invalidated.
Andres Rodeo having a cracker. 2nd place there for him. So Project Vapor 1 and 2 currently. Morris Botma in the Porsche. Where does that put him? 18th place. Ooh, not a good one there for him. Foster sector there for Christopher Radloff at sector 2. Is he going to be able to find enough coming through the last corner to get the Alpha 1 squad up
That's
at
the
the top.
tiniest final corner I've seen in the entire qualifying. As Christopher Radloff's about to cross the finish line now. Is it good enough for pole? It was.
P1.
132.6 pole position for Alpha 1 Esports. Project Vapor trying to make a dent, and unfortunately Alpha 1 cementing.
0.09. That difference was 0.09.
Is this another event where we see a mirror? Or at least the blanket? We have to at least see the blanket for a little bit, yeah?
So I'm actually looking for a mirror, and I'm not seeing one. The closest we got is a... No, not even close.
Yo, I'm still blown away that we got 3 of those in one event.
Yeah, 100%. Right,
So
everyone.
30 seconds left to go, no one else on track, and that would be pretty much the end of a rather interesting and very close forward qualifying.
And we've still got 18 seconds to spare.
So economically, getting through qualifying are all of these cars. I still cannot believe the amount of cars we have on circuit. What's the entry list tonight, Dylan?
So we do have 41 drivers that have entered, and there is a skip event that we do allow the drivers. They each have 2 that they're able to go through, and from that, if they do retire, there are people that can enter the championship up until the last 2 races. Once we get to the last 2 races, the championship is locked, and whoever is in there is in there. Okay, let's just get back into the drive mode. And I need that screen up, and there we are good to go. Yes, Joseph is saying, damn Dylan, that's why I was so slow. I cannot comment, confirm,
Dylan, do you drive a BMW?
or deny. No, I do not.
Okay. Damn it. 3 BMWs in the top 4 though, so definitely a car that's to be well suited for this circuit layout. And our trusty Italian Audi in 3rd place.
Sorry, what I've noticed is that our track map is no longer a track map. Why?
It's a game of join the dots, and I make out a giraffe.
Yes. But
So Ryan Ottens was hoping to be the car out in front, making sure everybody behind him is exhausted.
I got it.
Did you get it? Did you get it? Okay. Alright, cool.
I got it. Yeah, man, like the track map, why is the track map missing? It was there like a minute ago, and now it is gone.
So formation lap, half of formation lap here, Dylan?
Yes, it is half of formation lap. Okay, while we're running, I just want to try see if I can quickly find our track map.
Here we go. Formation lap has started. Christopher Radloff leads them away from Moore and Andre Serodio in 3rd place. Aiden Russell in 4th. AJ de Kock starts this race in 5th, with Ryan Ottens down in 6th. We mentioned in qualifying we expected to see him further up front. So whether these Alpha 1 boys will be hoping to get up to the front to support teammate Christopher Radloff, we will. I'm sure they will. Well, it'll remain to be seen as we get to the start-finish line to start this 1-hour race. Christopher Radloff leading them away down into turn 1, and it's a big move on the big move down the inside from Andre. I thought he was going to go have a look, but just big moment. That's one of the Alpha 1 Esports cars further back there, dropping 2-3 places.
I think that's
Sugars. Sugars unfortunately having a moment. But it looks like it stayed as they qualified up front. Mid-pack, a little bit of a scuffle there into turn 2.
Yeah, a little bit of touching, but no one off, and that's kind of what we want. We want the guys they can touch, they can carry on, but let's just get down to the actual racing. But it is now Mr. Christopher Radloff out in front, who leads the pack away. Mohat Musa in second place, followed by Andres Rodio. Then it is Adrian Russell. So it is Alpha 1, Project Vapor 2, 3, and then 4 with Aiden.
So 3 of those Alpha Vapor cars separating the... sorry, I got all confused. Oh, there goes the tires. Something we always expect to see on the first lap here at Oulton Park. Those tires get moved out the way. This track is scary, scary tight.
And one of the things is, because it is so tight, it is so difficult to overtake. And with it being difficult to overtake, you got to find your moment, force that person in front of you to make the mistake, as opposed to actually having a good send.
Yeah, there's no real place here that you can send it without either causing the person on your outside a bit of havoc or losing it all by yourself as well. But as we said, Humphreys though, around the outside of Jabal Martin had nowhere to go there. So Muzzy van Dordel getting passed by Humphreys and then straight away under attack from Martin.
So let's just get ourselves back to the front of the pack, and as we head down into turn number 2, Christopher Radloff in the BMW starting to pull away, and Mohat Musa in tow. And it does seem like Andres Rodio is just latching onto the back of that BM as Christopher goes very wide. You can see on the brakes, definitely not comfortable. I think he might have just had a little bit of a moment there. But Henry Meyer, double winner the last race, was right on the back of Ryan. And just looks like Ryan got a great drive coming out of the hairpin and has opened that gap from 0.3 now up to 0.7.
Yeah, Radloff was definitely pushing there to try and build a gap, and unfortunately it made a little drop of a wheel and it's brought everybody back in. But this whole field is so tight. There's contact. Lotus is off. Is that Lotus that's just fallen off? There was 2 Alpha 1 cars.
Let's quickly have a look there. So it wasn't Sorodio. Let me just go back there. There's Lotus there. Oh, so we just missed it.
Fortunately, 2 of those Alpha 1 teammates unable to halt Radloff. He's all on his own at this moment with 3 Project Vape cars hot on his heels. Andres Rodio, does he look like he has more pace than Musa? And is there going to be a bit of a conversation there about who needs to lead this train?
I think it's still pretty early on, but definitely Sorodio is right up behind him. You can see that gap, 0.1. But it is Project Vapor 1, 2, and 3. And I wouldn't say there's team orders, but they're obviously not going to be wanting to fight each other, because all that's going to do is just allow Christopher Radloff out in front to extend his lead over them.
Yeah, and the one thing they mustn't forget, lurking there in 5th place is Ryan Ottens, and we know the turn of pace that Ryan Ottens has, so he could switch it on, and he does normally switch it on later on in the race. But what also comes into play, a lot of moving and shaking there, is that Lotus trying to find his way up Bezedna as well in the mid-pack. So a little bit of... it is Lotus, so Lotus trying to move his way back up the field after whatever happened in that chicane. Unfortunately, we missed it, so he's gotten past Scott and looking to keep moving up. The nice thing is, though, he's laid on the brakes there.
Yo. Was just able to hang on, get their car turned in. Oh, Flip Van Zyl dropping down the order. You can see him coming towards.
He's still on the side of the track in his Lexus.
Oh,
just over the curb. And bang, into the wall. And that's big damage. So maybe a quick tow request and back to the pits he goes, because he did stay stationary for a while after that.
I wonder whether that actually just hit him so hard that the wheel possibly disconnect. But there we go. Pit window is now open. And that was one of the things we warned the drivers, is that don't pit too early. There are pit windows, so we're on now lap number 3. And the whole idea is keep the guys racing. But I must say, the start of this race definitely was much better, just in terms of the start. A little bit of touching here and there, but no big drivers or crashes or people going off.
If I was Sorodio now and we were in a group chat, I'd be asking for a crack, because it definitely looks like he's got the pace. He hasn't looked down the inside of Musa already, so he
Whoa.
is definitely looking to get past. And that wasn't a team order send. That
No.
was a full send.
That was I'm gonna have a send. Mohat incoming, and Musa was able to hang on to that. And I'm pretty sure that Aiden, his eyes just opened up, seeing the the two teammates having a go.
Yeah, that was definitely a European crime. Italy sending a missile in on the BMW in the front there, because that was a proper go for it. And that's brought Ryan Ottens a little bit into the fray here, as these three are tripping over each other. Not the task they want to get done. They want to get onto the back of Radloff, and instead they're bringing his teammate into a bit of a fighting position here.
So they just want to jump further down the field to Chris Heineke. He's starting to close up on the back of his Sean Domingo, going through turn number 1. We have seen Chris really, he struggled last week just in terms of getting a couple of knocks in his Porsche, but once that Porsche is up and running, man oh man, it definitely does like to fight back.
Yeah, he was properly in the wars last week, but he's got a proper turn replacing him now, and Domingo definitely feeling the pressure. We can see how wide the back of that BMW is, but how squirty it is as well on the exit of every corner. Serodio though, dropping down. He's down to 10th. So has he pitted or has he bended?
No, he is still on track. We've got him. Let's just see. Oh, there's Kutz in the wall.
So Serodio there, stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So that looks like he went off there and got himself caught up in the track. That is unfortunate.
So Serodio, we thought he was going to be the one to be having a go at chasing down the leader, and he's dropped himself all the way down to 23rd place. Now as Serodio, do you go and put it in the pits now?
You have to.
Take a double shot?
You have to. You have to go into the pits now. If there's I'd say less than 15 seconds damage, you don't fix it. You go into the pits, get one of your pit stops done, get yourself out of the traffic, and hopefully find yourself some clean air and start putting some of those laps together.
We saw the pressure he was putting on Musa there. Now, was that an attempt to go up to... Whoa, Wolford. Late on the brakes in that Ferrari, and almost climbed into the boot of De Villiers there. So, Wolford getting a little bit frustrated there. Maybe stuck a little bit too long behind De Villiers there.
Well, it is a tricky track to overtake, but it does look like De Villiers has got himself up and running again. And I'm pretty sure that Ulrich de Jager is no team orders at LTR, and he's going to be closing up onto the back of Wolford and looking for an opportunity to overtake him.
Yeah, Wolford getting very close to the back of that BM, and it did trip him up and put him into harm's way from de Jager, but keeping it nice and tidy at the moment. He's definitely closing the gap though. So Wolford with the pace there on De Villiers, so it might be that frustration growing. I can't get over how narrow that segment of track is. It is so hard to keep it neat and tidy through there.
And I did say
it under pressure.
It is hard enough keeping one car on the track, let alone trying to go too wide. Stephen Smith's just moving to the inside, but Serodio going around the outside, getting the move done, and Serodio now up into 21st place.
Andre definitely puckered there. I puckered for him. That was very close. Nice sweeping move around the outside there on Smith. Great driving from Serodio, and not to trip over each other as well. It's the amount of close racing that happens in the series without any real big contact is something to behold.
So I have seen someone on the side there, so we'll just see that pit notification going up. But Lotus starting to close up onto the back of Lorero. Lorero down in 16th place. I would have expected him a little bit higher up. But as to, do we expect Lotus to be up? But let's see. As the race unfolds, as the pit stops start coming in, as the guys settle, where will they end up? That's always the question.
We did mention Pillay throughout qualifying. He had a poor one. Interesting to see there where he gotten himself from a start we think he didn't deserve after a big mistake during quali. So he did start quite far down. And then there was that a lap deletion, Dylan, during qualifying.
That was Tyler Humphries who crossed the line without without actually setting the time. And Tyler is in the pits. So is this a pit stop or is that a retirement? We'll definitely have to wait and see. But just want to jump back to Justin within half a second now of Sean Lerero. And at the same time, Ulrich de Jager just losing a place to Andres Herodio.
Well, Lotus is now heading to a part of the circuit where a pass is definitely on the cards. But he just quite isn't. Well, he's getting close now. Now he's getting close. Right up the bumper of Lerero. He's going for the inside. Is it going to be a move done? Oh, it was late to the brakes from Lerero. And those cars could have held a piece of paper up. That's how close they were.
Yeah, and I think Lotus's eyes probably just opened up going, oh, that coconuts, that door is going to close.
Yeah, that's when you start feeling for the bottom of that pedal. You just, is there any more, please? Is there a handbrake I can pull? Because that is getting really, really tight. And the last thing you want to do is make contact with the driver in front and end a possible decent battle. I mean, they're all here to race each other and enjoy. Lotus obviously wanting to move himself back up from a first lap scrimmage, I think we'll call it.
Yep.
And, you know, it's an unfortunate place to be in, but all of these drivers, we've seen how close the field is. It's not like you're coming through slower drivers. As Bortma, speaking of coming up to another driver, is all over the back of Craig Eckert, and he's definitely feeling the pressure in that creation wealth BMW.
I'll tell you what, on Monday night we did the arrive and drive, and I had the pleasure of chasing down Mr. Eckert. He was in 4th, I was in 5th. Followed behind me was Jason Farmer and then Maurice Bortma. So Craig Eckert has been quite used to having cars right on his back bumper. But let's see whether he's able to maintain the pressure here at Oulton Park.
And the nice thing about this battle, Dylan, is that the only name missing out of those 3 that you mentioned is yours. So it'll be a nice clean race with no one out breaking themselves. You opened the door. I had to. Ryan, I hope you heard it.
Jeez, like. If that wasn't an insult, I did leave that one open. AJ Lecoq, very wide out of turn number 3. And he's closing up.
That was
on,
Sugars,
that
actually.
Was Sugars.
Sugars.
100%.
So we've seen him wide a couple of times and obviously under big pressure from Lecoq. We've established that there's no team orders in Alpha 1 Esports. And these two are right up each other's exhaust pipes, trying to either get onto the back of Henry Mayer as well. So we are some splitting throughout the field, but have no fear. So Dylan and his SARCO racing script is here, and we're probably going to see this field tighten up very, very quickly.
Yeah, because that's how we planned it, right? That's how we wrote it. Oh, what's happening? Chris Heineke dropping down the order.
No. It's Muzzy van Dordendorp is also dropping down a bit as well. There's Heineke rejoining.
Every time I try and click on, can we get?
Oh, too much curb.
Oh, too much curb.
And Muzzy van Dordendorp was there as well. What?
So I think maybe what had happened is Muzzy van Dordendorp had spun. Chris Heineke hit the curb. It probably just over-rotated, and he collected a Jabulani on the way through. Just say thanks for coming.
Well, Muzzy van Dordendorp was collecting and incidentally got collected, so that was a bit unfortunate. As De Kock, though, we saw him all over the back of Sugars, and now there seems to be a 2 gap. So is it just one driver more comfortable in a certain section than the other, or is Kock getting a little bit frustrated there and making errors?
Or is it just that the different drivers, different styles suit different places?
Look, this circuit is something else, man. It's got like, it goes from a main circuit to a kart circuit halfway through the lap, and then there's a bank corner just to add to it. Yeah, he has a banking. Try that.
Oh, something's happening. We're Farmer dropping down the order.
And Eckert.
Farmer's off.
So is Eckert. The 2 of them were together as well. Eckert's rejoined. Oh no, this is a replay.
Yeah, this is a replay.
Muzzy van Dordendorp, Farmer looking for a way past him. Maybe Muzzy van Dordendorp, Craig's getting close. Oh! Now, I don't know if there was contact before Farmer got sideways.
No idea.
We won't be able to see.
We won't be able to see, unfortunately.
But that was unfortunately Muzzy van Dordendorp getting caught up in someone else's battle. And it just kind of tripped everybody up. So, De Jager, though, all over the back of Terry.
And Terry
and
now
there's Farmer as well.
Caught up to the back of Farmer. So this is the battle of the little LTR drivers in the middle here.
And Wilfred looking for a way past. He's having a look down the inside. It's just to fill the mirrors. Oh, Diacha. Unfortunately, misjudged the braking point horribly, and there's a SARCO car just behind that looking for a way past. And has he got it done?
Yes, that's Stephen
Smith past Diacha off again. So, unfortunate couple of corners there for Diacha. He's lost a lot of time in the battle he was in, and has unfortunately, but fortunately for Smith, lost the place to him, or almost dropped it.
So I just need to make a comment here quickly, is that there's Christopher Radloff, Mohad Musa in second, and Aiden Russell in third. Mohad Musa has gone and put down the purple sector, so he is currently the fastest man on track. Now, as the field starts opening up and we've got drivers that have started pitting, these drivers are going to start getting closer and closer together. And that script that we've been hiding in our back pockets is going to start revealing itself.
Stop with the Wii. I log on at 8 o'clock. Okay? I log on at 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this conspiracy is only with Dylan. You can never trust a man with a goatee like that.
You can't make this stuff up.
You cannot make this. Radloff, though. Radloff getting into back markers now. So the flashing lights have started. Christopher Radloff, a flashing driver in front there. I am on my way through. Bear, though, no slow driver as well. So there isn't. So it's not like you're catching a guy at over a second a lap, but while out the way there, you bear, and this is something we've seen from SARCO over and over again. Don't fight the blue flag. Let it happen. Get in behind and start getting in good lap times. I should really get the kids that I train to watch this.
Oh, yes.
Great show of driving from all these drivers here at SARCO. Alpha 1 Esports leading it out there at the moment from Project Vapor. Project Vapor also in third. Bierkus in his GTR is in position 35th, so not on the lead lap as Oulton's getting past there. Nicely out the way. Godzilla giving some space. This circuit really not suited to a car like that though. I feel like that car kind of lumbers a bit around a circuit like this. Regardless of BOP, the handling still remains the same. Earcoat back up into P13.
He's gone up 4 places from where he qualified.
Even after an incident, that earlier incident. So Earcoat back up to 13th place. Great job from him in his creation wealth, a BMW. Chasing down Chris Heineke. We've seen how busy that Porsche can get in race trim though. Definitely one up for a battle, but Craig Earcoat with Lotus just behind him. So Lotus is charging through the field. So this is going to be an interesting battle to keep an eye on as we go back to Paul Fenter.
Which I'm not understanding. Paul Fenter seems to be in this gap by himself. Look there. So he's got 4.5 seconds behind him, and that's to Renaud Joubert, who's currently in 10th. And then 10 seconds ahead of him is Isham Domingo.
So you didn't send him the email about the script, right?
No.
You didn't get it.
It's like,
he missed it.
Hold on, you're supposed to be battling with people throughout the entire race.
Not slow down. Get into a battle. Speed up.
Whoa. What's happened here? There's been an overtake.
Oh, Russell, Mayers, Seegers, and AJ de Kock. Ryan Otten's up to third, so a lot of pitting happening now.
Yo.
A lot of cars just pitted. This is one thing that Ryan Ottens is very, very good at, and that is strategy. He manages to nail it on his head every time. Down the inside of your bed, it's a send, and it's done.
Yeah, well, that's
no hesitation.
Back marker, Joubert just getting out of the way. But I must say that to have Mayer, de Kock, Russell, and Sugars all pitting at the same time, like it looks like the one team is covering the other team, while the other team is like going, well, hold on, he's gone in, I'm going to go, you keep driving. There's definitely bigger strategy at play here.
Yeah, I'm just getting flashbacks of Max over the radio to his engine. Oh, a moment. There's a Ferrari LTR in the bushes.
It's fun here to
Van der
Heever. Not. Oh, I was about to say. Don't keep that.
Don't put it there.
Yeah.
So Rob, unfortunately, a small mistake there, and that corner is a killer, and right into the pits he goes. So double up. Rather take it all in one go, boys. Take your medicine in one go. So Rodeo, though, moving his way back up through the field. He's up into P12. That's a solid drive from him because he's very, very close. And he was properly in the bushes.
And Andres Rodeo, no, so he hasn't pitted. I thought he might have pitted, but he hasn't pitted just yet. So that we know that there are 4 other drivers that are ahead of him. Having a look to the inside of Lorero. Lorero looks like I'm not going to fight him. Let him go. And at least now Sean's able to fight his own fight.
Yeah, that is the one thing about Project Vapor. They've all got their own individual colors, so you can recognize the red Lamborghini. And these drivers all know each other, and you know where people have qualified. So great decision there not to fight. Also on your in-lap as well. So some proper strategic thinking coming out of these SARCO drivers. As a driver leaving the pitch just in front of Serodio, Henry Mayer also didn't quite get your memo there, Dill.
No, so remember he went in the pits, but of the 4 that went in together between Mayer, Russell,
Loureiro and Roberts also in the pits now, sorry.
So there's Mayer in the background there. So Mayer has lost some time to Aiden, Sugars, and then De Kock coming out of the pit. So those were the 4 that all pitted together.
Well, Sugars and De Kock are very much line astern to where they were. A bit of a bigger gap. We saw them closer together, so pretty much right where they started. But it does definitely look like Mayer and Russell.
Oof, did you see that?
That was tight.
That is tight. That's Loureiro. And who's behind him? Come on.
Rainer Roberts?
Update. Yes, it is.
Rainer Roberts.
There we go. Well spotted.
Look at me in my coast. Oh, moments out the pits. That's the worst thing. That is the most frustrating thing. I did this at the World Finals, leaving for qualifying, out the pit lane, into the bushes. It is the most frustrating thing for a driver. And to try and get your brain back into hitting a rhythm now is so difficult. But Rainer Roberts, proving me wrong, right back where he should be. But that definitely is a frustrating moment out the pits for him. Just cold tires. And unlucky, so that's going to hurt. But there is still one more stop left to go for all these drivers that have pitted already. So 2 stops in the race. What Musa from P2 is in the pits.
So is Sean. So is Justin.
As Lotus as well.
So is Paul.
So a lot of people just sticking to the guns. Serodio as well. Andre Serodio. So sticking to their guns and sticking to the strategy regardless of what's happened throughout the race. And the other driver that's off strategy, can you believe it, is Ryan Ottens.
Well, now he's got clear track ahead of him. There is 9.9 seconds between himself and Christopher Radloff, who didn't do a slow lap there. That is 132.5. His fastest 132.4, but did do a purple sector the last time round.
Yeah, Christopher Radloff ducks into the pit now, as we were talking about him being the driver that's sticking out. So, proving us wrong, and that puts Ryan Ottens in the lead. Now, are we going to...
Is he going to pit? No, he can't pit. He has to take the lap.
So, are we going to see one of these interesting strategies of Ryan, or is he going to come in the next lap? This is what we're waiting to see, because he does always do something off-brand. You know, when we expect everybody to pitch here, he always goes longer. So, it's going to be interesting to see what his plan is here as he catches it. And the nice thing about it is he's got a teammate in front.
Yep. And
so, he can work.
There are only 4 drivers, which are currently the one, and as we say that, Christopher Radloff in the pit. So it is now Ryan Ottens, Marius, and Craig Earcoat, who are the only ones who haven't pitted. Oh! Is there going to be a wall?
Has he collected?
Hold the brakes, Craig!
Oh. And he's out the way, turns it around, and gets back on the power. That was... He actually booted it to get out of the way.
Yowzers.
Well, that was definitely interesting to see.
Listen,
Craig,
all I'm going to say...
Definitely would have thought he would go long.
It's not going to be one of the SARCO highlights that we do, but I'm definitely going to find it, and I'm definitely going to clip it, and I'm definitely going to share it.
Oh, yes, please, on all the groups.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Craig Earcoat, a driver that normally spends some time with us behind the mic, but has chosen to do the driving side and not doing a bad job, to be fair. He was one of the drivers that... But
yeah, that also confused me.
We're not seeing one of the Ryan typical different strategies, and we know he's listening to us, so he's probably changed his strategy just to prove me wrong, haven't you, Ryan? Into the pits he goes from the lead. And that promotes Botma to our current leader with Diocha just behind him. Is Diocha on the same lap? No, he's been lapped. So Botma going to come across towards the line now. We're waiting to see if
unless he
pits as well or take the lead. Over he comes, looks like he's staying out, and he'll inherit the lead of this race.
Listen, I'm the type of driver, you see your other fellow competitors are in the pits, you moving up the order. It's just good to lead for the one lap, right? Even if it's just one lap, it's just so that you know that you were there.
You know, we say in these strategy things like there is no fuel involved. It's also very dependent
Very dependent.
You know, on how much fuel you've put in at the start of this event. So you thought to yourself, this is the strategy, I'm going to put X amount of fuel, or do you load the thing up with fuel and just keep going regardless?
Oh, what's happened there?
Ryan Austin's
coming out of the pits, is side by side with Aiden. Into the braking points, and Ryan runs wide.
All by his lonesome ownson. That is incredibly uncharacteristic. He did well to hold on to it though.
So he is currently in 7th place. It's going to be time for him to fight back. But maybe that strategy now is to get himself back into the pits. Take the second pit stop and move on from there.
Yeah, try and minimize your loss, get some free air, and put some really good laps in for the next 33 minutes so you can make some headway. Yeah, Dill, as I was saying, it's an hour long, so are we expecting a lot of these drivers to start with a full tank or to fuel up in one of the stops?
So it is mandatory tires, which means that you're in for 30 seconds every time you stop. The beauty about that is you're able to run shorter stints with lighter cars, which allows you to break up your race and have 3 20-minute sprint races.
So the cars are light, the cars are in qualifying trim, and that's why we're seeing the mid to low 32s? 32s?
Yep.
Mid to low 32s. Yusuf Musadur's last lap of 136.4, so obviously he had a bit of a moment there, but he's all over the back of Hubert. Hubert looked sideways on the exit, and that means Musa is going to power on past that BMW and moving himself up. Is that for position? No, it's not.
No, it wasn't.
So, thanks for letting me carry on with that and not informing me in the beginning.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know, the last thing I want to do is interrupt you, Carl.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that.
So, Steven Kutzer, currently 0.3 seconds behind Ruan Heineke, and a very fast, bright pink BMW behind them. So, pretty sure that they will need to just get out of the way. Being showed some blue flags. Little flash of the lights there. You should be able to get past pretty easily, and does so. And the next person up would be Ruan Heineke. Where is Aiden? Up in 3rd place. So blue flags now being given towards Ruan Heineke, who is down in, is that 19th place for Ruan? 22nd place for Ruan.
So this is the one thing I love about how they've done the blue flag. So we saw the two of them down.
Whoa!
A faster driver was catching. You wouldn't think that drivers would back out and let someone through, especially in their own battle. But they've done it, and they're right back on top of each other. So you haven't actually lost time by allowing a faster car through.
Because you're both doing the same thing. If that makes sense.
100% makes sense. And it's an interesting way to try and find a way past as well. Is Lorera all over the back of Botman now, and this is for position. Botman going to the inside, defending early. Lorera going to get the outer line and try and get the better run, but he drove it all over the curb, and that's put him under threat from Lotus. Lotus, we know, has a proper turn of pace. He's unfortunately further down than he wants to be, and he's looking for a way forward, but it's difficult with Lorera and Botman fighting for their own place on a circuit that is notoriously difficult to pass at.
And Rayner Roberts is only 1.5 seconds behind this battle, so as these guys start fighting it out, they are going to slow each other down. We are seeing
yellow flag.
Yellow flag. I'm not seeing it. Oh yes, I am seeing it. It is Stephen Smith who's up against the wall, and that's coming through the fast right-hander, turn number 4.
And sticking yourself in that corner where it's almost impossible to rejoin the track because of that wall.
Oh, there's a little gap there.
There's a rodeo there. Yeah, but you can't just rejoin the circuit. You have to turn around and go back. So you do lose a lot of time losing it through that sector.
Oh,
he's skipping over a car.
Lorero.
Muzzy Van Dondo's been involved in the action. 3 cars, one in the grass, and a pass from Lotus. This has got to be the moment of the race.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic to see that. Lotus, quick thinking, one wheel in the dirt. Muzzy Van Dondo didn't even know what was happening.
Yep,
there was green, there was red, there was blue.
Got to go back and see that. So it was a little bit of slowdown, and Lotus just kept his foot pinned, going a little bit off the track there, and manages to get himself around Lorero and moving up the order. Man, oh man, what a move. That's definitely going on the highlights.
If I'm Muzzy Van Dondo, I'm changing my pants after that. That was... 4 cars came past him there.
And these 4 cars are fighting for 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th place.
After over half an hour of racing. It is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm serious, you guys are scripting this. Like, it can't be.
It's the blanket. It's the 4-way horse.
And there's a 5th car joining that. I'm not sure if that is for position. No, it's not, because in 16th is Craig Eckert. That is not Craig Eckert at the back of this fight. So, but it was a car that got past Muzzy Van Dondo at the same time as well. As we look back to Andre Hildebrandt.
Yeah,
he's up 5 places. He's into 26th.
Yeah, I just got a notification that he had made an overtake, the same as Marco Bizzono. That's because Jason Farmer is currently in the pits.
Whoa, big moment from Whistle.
Every single BMW who has hit that curb has done that. I think it's a BMW thing. That rear just tunes. How's it?
Yeah, I've had enough of being here. I'd like to move, please. But this battle, Lotus all over the back of Bortman. Bortman's feeling the pressure. He's making mistakes. And that is just bringing these 4 cars even closer together into that blanket.
Blanket. 4-way horse.
4-way horse. 4-way carriage. Come now, I've got to leave sectors like this so you can snip them out and make fun of me. It gets TikTok likes.
Here we go. Kutso is going to go to the inside. Yeah, I honestly thought he was going to go there, but you can see more than a car's length away from Ruan Heineke is Sugars part
Why
of
are we
this.
saying Sugars?
No, I think he's...
Okay.
Yeah, Sugars is actually higher up.
Stephen, though, all over the back of Diolke, because that Porsche is looking menacing behind him. Now there's blue flags, but out the way he gets, he had a run, and he gave up his run to let through a faster car, and another faster car just behind that is Ottens. So Sugars, Ottens, and is that... Who's behind Ottens?
That is the cock.
So De Kock was leading leading Sugars. Sugars now past De Kock.
So that has been a change of events. I do want to go back down to this 4-way battle, and hasn't changed, and these guys are just about matching lap times for each other. Marius 34.2, Lotus 34.0, Lorero 34.1, Renault 34.2. 0.2 of a lap has separated these 4.
I think that's because... Oh, driver off just in front of them. Is that going to affect this dice? No, it's not just yet, but it seems as though there's a cork in the bottle, and they can all only do this, and that cork in the bottle is Bortmer. So Bortmer is getting stuck at that at a 34 dead. We've seen Lotus in the 32s.
Yes, we have. I just got a message here to say that doesn't look like our Facebook play. Sorry, I need to mute myself. I'm hearing myself coming through. That our live chat is not coming through. Okay, there we go. It is coming through.
Oh, Lorero all over the back of Lotus. Lotus is in trouble here. He was pressuring Bortmer, and now he's defending from Lorero. So the frustration of not being able to pass on this circuit is starting to get to them. And just in front of that is Chris Heineke, who's not as quick as Bortmer. So Chris Heineke now being chased down. This has gone from a 4-car battle to a 5-car battle very, very, very quickly.
And what happened is Chris Heineke did a 138, so he must have had a little off there. And there we go. This is now 5 cars fighting for that position, and that is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th place.
Well, 5 cars, all looking for a way through after, almost 40 minutes of racing.
And we've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers who have done 2 pit stops. Everybody from first all the way down to 20th place still has 1 pit in hand.
It's just SARCO status quo. I don't know why we get surprised anymore.
Yeah, right. Sorry, Brandon. Everything is working. As you can see, it's just been a
Heineke was wide. Bortmer is all over him now. This is where it's going to get interesting. Bortmer's going to run. He's going to be looking, but he's not close enough. That's going to be a full send if he has it, and that's not the corner you want to do it at. But Bortmer is really putting the pressure onto Heineke. We've known Heineke made a mistake already, so he's feeling that, and you can see 5 cars in that shot. It's just lights. All I saw there was headlights. It was absolutely phenomenal.
And lap times, Heineke 34.5, Bortmer 34.0, Lotus 34.0, Lerero 34.2, Moreno 34.0. Again, those 4 are 0.2 of a second of each other, and it's just half a second from Heineke, and that's after that 38. So I'm thinking that Heineke's probably carrying a little bit of damage.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of it. Oh, Heineke, you made a mistake there as well again. So he's struggling to get that Porsche turned one way or the other, and it is putting him under so much pressure. Oulton's going for his second stop. So Oulton's realizing he may be getting him.
Yeah, he was behind. He was behind the cock there.
So Oulton's taking the opportunity to stick it into the pits now and hopefully get some clear air and put a big push towards the end to move himself back up the field after that mistake. On board we go now. Pacing Heineke. We saw Heineke struggle through this next sector. Are we going to see it again, or has he settled down to a bit of a rhythm? Final corner. He's on the brakes. He looks neat and tidy as we go back to Lotus. And Lotus now hasn't finished yet. He wants another crack at Bortmer. So while Bortmer is caught up behind Heineke, it is now Lotus's opportunity to strike Heineke into turn 1. Does get it to the apex, gets it rotated nicely. So we haven't seen any of those issues we saw in the previous lap from him. He's a little bit wide on the entry though. Sorts it out, gets it onto the apex and gets it on the power for the drive. So making sure he can't get past because he's gotten the drive out and he hasn't made any sort of error there. So that's the only real way to get past, unfortunately, at this circuit. The driver in front of you needs to make a slight error. You need to get a little bit of a run because there are very few corners where you can do a full or get it done on the brakes, as we call it, because the width at the circuit is just not there. You don't have enough space to make a mistake without taking out the driver in front of you.
Craig, yes, sir. Yeah, currently behind Ryan Oulton's after Ryan coming out of the pits. And we got a notification that Ryan was
mistake. Oulton's under pressure now from Earcoat. Earcoat going to the outside. Ryan's going to... Earcoat with a proper run. Is he brave enough on the brakes? He's looking for the way past, but Ryan puts the block pass in, stops that Porsche right next to Craig, gave him no option to turn in, and the chicane was all Ryan's after that. So Oulton's, a couple of mistakes this race. That is not something we see from him often.
And remember, he has taken up a new car, so we will just keep that in mind. What has happened here? So Rodeo has lost a place to Fenta. Was that a pass, or was that coming out of the pits? No, it was a pass.
So Fenta finding himself some pace there, even with a little bit of damage on the front of that Porsche, but Rodeo though is still all over the back of him, so it might have been an error from past, but Fenta holding onto that position for dear life. Serodio, oh, he could climb into the boot of that car if it had one.
Yeah, and he just about took that curve, and it just this is just how close these guys are. You can just see, you can't even see the front bumper of this Lamborghini, and it just makes me so nervous. At least in the Ferrari, I know where that front wheel is because I can see it.
It's obviously not something that bothers Andre, because he is putting that bumper right up the back of that Ferrari. The diffuser is feeling the pressure. It is really, really close together, but just in front of them, is that Domingo?
No, that's...
Sorry,
it looks like it's a back marker.
Pinot. So Pinot just in front of that. Oh, he's close. Oh, he's close. He can smell what Fenta had for breakfast this morning. He's so close. Right. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like Pinot's getting out the way just yet. So Fenta, not worrying about defending at the moment, worrying to see what Pinot does. Out the way he goes, though.
Yep,
So
that
much
was well
so
done.
he almost cost himself losing it. So a great job, and that's going to give an opportunity to Rodeo. He's looking down the inside, turn one. Fenter doesn't cover it. He lets him go. No, he doesn't. He runs around the outside. We didn't even know he was there. Great driving from Fenter. So Rodeo, that's big trust. You had to trust the driver on the inside. Wasn't going to understeer into you. And some really, really good driving from these two drivers.
I'm going to tag that, and that's definitely going to become one of the moments. I see Amaya has lost the place here to Reno. If we see if we can just see what happened.
Lotus in the pits.
Oh, there we go. So it was due to the pit stop change, and that's how Roberts got ahead of him.
Wasn't that a green car earlier? I'm confused. Oh, Mayer and Roberts.
What the hell? That car was purple, and then it went green.
See, that car was part of the Mazi Van Dondo mess. That's why I was very confused, because it was Roberts, and then Roberts' car was suddenly blue.
Okay, so Henry Mayer has...
Heineke, and that was close. That was very close.
Are you kidding me? Because now, if we're saying Bortma Heineke, and then we've got Reno, Henry, and Roberts right behind there, is that Lorero on the inside? Oh, no, it's Alfred. Oh!
Getting out the way. Botman brave, kept it pinned. Kept it pinned. He's still right at the back of Chris Heineke. So we thought it was a mistake from Chris that brought him into the clutches of Botman. But I think that Botman just has the pace to get past Chris. Chris just doesn't have the pace at the moment.
Well, his last lap was a 34.2. Botman was a 34.1. So there's a 35.0, understanding back markers, so would have slowed him down. Isham Domingo has now gone into the pits. Yes, Brandon, all the messages have coming through. I promise you I'm going to read them all now. 3 wide, yes, that was awesome. Then that was part of the little...
Oh, there's a move. Sorry, Wilford getting out the way. Apologies. Oh, Bournemouth's close enough now. Just couldn't get there, though. Just couldn't get there to get the nose up the inside. It's so difficult to pass on this track.
And check what's happening is Mayer is now coming to this party. And with him, he is bringing Roberts, Ottens, and Sugars behind him.
Stop it, Bill. Stop riding this. It's not okay. I've had too much caffeine tonight to deal with this. My heart can't take it. This is absolutely, it's not even surprising anymore. This is SARCO's standard, their norm. Chris Heineke taking a little bit of curb and all the grass as well. But Mayer is properly flying at the moment.
Yep.
He's closed that gap so quickly on these two. That man must be in the 33s, 32s by now.
Mayer did a 33.1. So you're on the money.
Oh, there was a moment there as well. Looked like
he's got the
he's
run.
all over the back of Bortman. He's got the run. He's going down the inside. Bortman trying to be as defensive as possible, but he's not going to be able to brake late because his braking is dependent on Heineke. So Bortman couldn't do anything there at that time, as digging into the pits after being the cork in the bottle for that long is Chris Heineke. Bortman must be fuming.
Yeah, because there he wanted to overtake Chris Heineke and move himself up the order. Meanwhile, it's Mayo who comes from further back down the field and just leapfrogs and takes the position.
And then, oh, mistake there for that bin, but that's Pino. Pino, unfortunately, binning it on the outside there. Russell just in. So this is 4th down now. I'm sure we were discussing this in 10th, 11th, and 12th. Mohamed Musa from first place into the pits he goes in his BMW. This is so important, stopping in your box the right place. If you get it wrong, it does add time to your stop. And we go back to Christopher Radloff now. Radloff, who will now take the lead of this race. He was in second, but Musa is in the pit. It's a 30-second stop for tyres. So Radloff will definitely, will he?
He should.
Really?
Mohamed Musa hasn't moved yet. And he's been in the pits now for 34, 35. He's been stationary for a long time. You better get going, because here comes Radloff.
So Radloff going to re-inherit the lead with quite the gap. He's out of the final corner.
So
unless Moat start moving,
it's
going to be... Oh, he's gone through. He's gone through check 1.
There we go.
Yo, that's a big gap. That's probably the biggest gap we've seen in SARCO history.
That's 9.9 seconds is that gap.
Yeah, that's by far the biggest lead gap we've
So
come to.
Aiden up into third place. Henry Mayo comes up as well into fourth. Ryan Ottens into fifth. Sugars, he's coming up into sixth place with Isham Domingo in seventh. Andre Serodio is in the pits. He is doing his last stop, as well as Amaris Butma. AJ de Kock has had 2 stops there. He's going to go up into 8th place. Serodio, he's on his way out. Where will that find him? Where's Paul Fenter? Because Paul Fenter has stopped
So
already.
in the top 10, 9th.
But Paul Fenter has already stopped. Yeah.
So 9th. That's a great recovery.
Sure.
Because he got lost. He didn't just go off, he got lost. So that is a fantastic recovery from Andre Serodio to put himself back up into 9th. And with that kind of pace, he must be kicking himself.
Chris Haneke finds himself in 11th place with Sean Lerero just behind him, and followed by Justin Lotus.
Yeah, Justin, unfortunately, this circuit with how difficult it is to pass has really hampered his drive to get up through the pack. But it has been a really phenomenal drive. Liam Roberts as well, also trying to recover from an early on error. But this field is just so close together.
And so not
so
understanding
evenly
how.
matched.
So Reno, he is most definitely in the Alpha 1 car, but we did see him drive a blue and purple car. So Craig Earcoat now in 15th after all the pit stops, and Marius down in 16th place. That's actually quite surprising.
I think he was out of, because I did mention that the dicing he was having was further down the order, so I think he was just out of sync with the stop. And why we saw him up there, as he's actually about to be lapped by Musa. Russell, though, he's had a bit of a quiet race. He was, and just maintained 3rd place. So as we have a look at mistake just in front, it looked like Peanut. Was that Earcoat?
I see Earcoat. Okay, might have just been a contact, but not off.
Okay. I saw dust and I saw a BM, so I assumed Aaron Hazard, so I assumed Earcoat.
It had to be Craig.
Of course.
Yeah. Sorry, we were just checking. So there's Marco Bazadonot, who's actually had 3 stops. He's in 18th place, so that's a great position for him, considering the extra stop over everybody else. Ruan Haneke currently in 20th, with Stephen Kutzer at 21st. Jason Landsberg 22nd. David Farrell. I've lost my place. Oh, there, Jason Landsberg. Then Leon de Villiers at 23rd place for him. Tyler's just moved up 1 place. Andre Hildebrandt coming into the pit, so that's going to drop him down a little bit.
You know, our audience must be thinking, guys, you're talking about 20th, 21st. Why are you talking so far down the field? It's the mid-pack. There's 41 cars in the grid. That is mid-pack.
So
unbelievable.
There's still another 12 cars to go. But we're just checking Shamil. He's had 3 stops. Frankie in his GTR. Just listen to the thing. Amazing. Yusuf Musa in 31st. Atipino. Oh, he's had that's the second time he's gone off there.
That corner and Ati not friends.
Terry Wolford finds himself 33rd with Jabulani 34, Lucas Hubert 35. You're at a crack of a race against Lucas on Monday night. And then Robert Stoltz in the pits, 37th position. But check. Currently, the closest action on track is Justin and Shaw Lerero. Why am I not surprised? Still.
Out the pits comes Hildebrandt. Is that part of that? No, it's not. Not part of that battle, but it could have been a disaster either way.
Yeah.
Lotus didn't quite look like he saw Hildebrandt on it. But they all got through it. Etienne Martin, unfortunately, making a mistake there through that chicane. Too much curb.
Yeah, it's the curb on the inside, lifts the rear, over-rotates you, sends you packing, and then you panic to try and get the power back on, and then you do a couple of donuts. So I've heard.
Yeah, so you've heard. We have video proof to it. Etienne Martin, though, it really does look great with that LTR livery. Those LTR good boys putting together a really good striking livery on these cars. as well as the Alpha 1 guys as well. Can't forget that bright green. And Russell, with the car you can see from outer space. Look at the producer banging it to Alpha 1 and showing us our current leader, Christopher Radloff, 11.4 seconds in the lead. But it's not all over yet. It is SARCO, and anything can happen.
Yeah, there's still 9 minutes.
Anything can happen.
Do you know how much can change in 9 minutes?
I have seen it. I have seen it. Mayer, though, he's gone up a place.
So Mayer's actually gone up 3 places from where he qualified in 7th place. I'm sure he's quite happy with this effort, the Illinois driver.
He was, he was 2.8 off Russell, now 4.1, so I thought he was having the back of Russell. But unfortunately, unfortunately for the viewers, we could have seen that little battle. But fortunately for Mayer, he's pulled a bit of a gap out. 4.3 it is now. Ryan Otten's 3.8 in 5th place. Great recovery from him. We saw 2 big unforced errors from him that unfortunately dropped him down, but he's recovered wonderfully. Mayer looking squarely on the curb.
Oh, we can see there are 3 cars between Mayer and Otten's. I'm sure he's not going to be quite chuffed with that. But as Mayer would have navigated through those cars, Ryan will have to do the same. And we found some more racing action for you.
Oh, as you said, run.
Whoa! Oh my gosh.
Andre's night nearly got even worse. That was, I'm speechless. That was very close. So Kutzer looks down the inside. Heineken doesn't know he's there. Turns it in. That was a proper send from Kutzer. And he rejoins.
Oh, just missed it. Yo.
That seat is firmly placed. Firmly sucked. The Sorodio absolutely must have. Ooh.
Yep.
But he made it. Oh, off goes Mazi Vandondo. Oh, I almost collects you there. Manages to miss them, and here comes Russell. He's coming to lap them. Does Mazi Vandondo do the SARCO thing? He sees the blue flag.
Oh, he goes the wrong way. Yo, thank you for the brakes.
They went the wrong way.
Thank you for the brakes. Yo.
And we complain about BMW drivers not using the indicators.
Yeah. Okay, it's clear now. He's clear now.
He's out the way. He's not clear yet.
No, he is. What?
He's not clear yet.
Now he's clear.
Now he's clear. Okay, I can breathe now. I held my breath the entire way through that. Down into turn 1, Russell goes. That would have cost him dearly. So what was 4-point-something seconds now? 3.8. So Mayer, 3.8 seconds off Russell. Russell 50 seconds off 2nd place into this left-hander. Oh, the way this thing bounces around trying to get in here. You're just trying to get that car turned in, but it's just not a tidy, flat surface. And this left-hander is so deceiving. You want to keep it pinned.
Yeah, you have to lift. You have to let that nose get down. Don't get down, otherwise you scrap that speed. You get straight back on the power. Then once that car is nice and straight, you down the gears, you get that car up onto the embankment, and you carry lots of speed through there. Lots of curb there.
Oh, Mazi Vandondo, he needs to go and he needs to go and get borrow some money there from the track there for doing the grass cutting for them, because we've seen him off on that chicane a couple of times. So doing a bit of landscaping for us, but getting one out the way of Mayer so he can continue his charge. 3.8 seconds is still the gap between himself and Russell. And there's dices going on in front of him while he's trying to make. And he's still got Farrell to cover, so.
But I think Farrell's actually a lap down. Yeah, so David Farrell, he's down in 25th place. So he will be getting the blue flags as Mayer comes through.
Whoa, that McLaren over that curb is so untidy.
Didn't see it. I was looking at some deltas, unfortunately. Josef Musa closing up onto the back of Frankie. The bank of Frankie. Oh goodness.
Look, we have been going for 55 minutes. 5 minutes left to go in this race.
Now closed.
And Stefan Kutzer, all of a sudden, all the back of Ulrich Jache. That gap came down very, very quickly.
5 minutes. Jeez. It did. doesn't seem like it's ready to end.
Well, as they say, time flies when you're having fun. It feels like we've only been talking about the last 10 minutes, but as is standard with SARCO, there's been action all the way through this race. But with probably about 2 laps left to go, it's Christopher Radloff, 11.2 seconds in the lead in his Alpha 1 Esports BMW. He's followed by Muat Musa in the Project Vapors BMW. Aiden Russell in third, also Project Vapors BMW, with Henry in fourth. Ryan Ottens, he's brought it down to 2.7 seconds on Meyer. So Ottens pushing hard to catch onto the back of Meyer. So there we see that Porsche, a new car for him. We think he might be a little bit more accustomed to his older one, so still getting into the swing of things with the Porsche. But a great recovery from Ryan. He's actually gone up 1 place from a starting position when he thought he had thrown it all away at least twice this race. He's brought himself to up at least 5th place, so he's gained a place and is now chasing down Henry Meyer. McLaren, we saw how untidy the McLaren's been, so maybe just struggling a bit with the tires or with a change of dynamic with that car as it gets lighter. So Meyer trying his best to hang on to that position, and he's doing quite well on this lap.
Oh, he was wide because Ryan's just closed that gap down to 2.7. Now, okay,
back to 3 again.
Back to 3.
So I think it's just that sector of track where obviously it turns back on itself, a 180-degree corner. It brings the gap down on the brakes. The yo-yo effect, we call it. But Meyer isn't out of the woods yet because there's still back markers in front of him. We keep kicking it between 3 and 2.7 seconds. So these two very evenly matched. And just up front is Russell, 4.6 seconds. So anything can happen with these three. Russell, you can actually just see him shot there. So down. Had to make a stand in the chicane. That couldn't have hopped the gap. It hasn't. 4 seconds now. But Mayer's got to. Off goes Smith. I think that is on the left-hand side. So Smith. Hopefully that rejoin doesn't hurt the drivers behind. Another yellow flag. Ottens is through and past Smith. So luckily that didn't affect anything. 2.5 seconds is the gap now between Ottens and Meyer. 3.5 the gap to Russell. So it's all closing up here with the lap cars playing as little of a role as possible, but still they are going to get, be a little bit of a hamper no matter how.
So there's
difficult to get out the way.
There's going to be this lap plus 1 more to go. So is it going to be one of those photo finishes for
Heineke,
Russell, Meyer and Ottens?
Possibly. But also the Heineke-Botman battle is still going, or it was still going. The two of them were right together. We saw it when the leader went past Mount Musa. Now it looks like Botman was all by himself.
Yeah, Botman has fallen off a bit, so he's actually behind Renault, Craig and Chris. So he's lost 3 places through the pit stops. Who is putting pressure on Mr. Heineke is Mr. Craig Eckert.
So I did see a Porsche getting put under pressure there, but it was not from another Porsche. It's from the BMW of Eckert. He's all over the back of that Porsche of Heineke. Did he get a good run out of the final corner? Yes, he did. How much of a... it was untidy over the hill. But is he close enough to have ascend into turn 1? It's not on the brake. He's up himself. And unfortunately doesn't get a turn back in. So all the hard work he did is undone in one braking zone. So Craig Eckert with just under a lap to go. Gonna have to work hard to close that gap. Around the outside of for getting well out the way of Meyer. 4.1 is still the gap to Aiden Russell. 2.5 is still the gap to Meyer from Otten. So we thought they were going to close it up, but this lap left to run, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they kind of have got into the rhythm. 33.2 for Ottens, 33.0 for Meyer, and a 32.6 for Russell. So, sure, talk about coming back with a vengeance there.
Yeah, getting the hammer down. You saw the gap closing. So I think
that's the second time you put some clothes on.
That's what she said. Good, sir. All over the back of the Arga, looking for a way through on the final lap, and just behind that is Lensburg in the Aston Martin. So these three.
We have threw a horse on the last lap for them.
A three-way horse, yes, three-way carriage. Onto the back of Pino they come as well. Bezuidenhout,
He's back in the...
did he not get his second stop? Oh.
What I was trying to show was De Villiers was right up onto the back of...
Has finished the race.
Oh, we missed it. Sorry, Christopher. There you go. Christopher has won here at Oulton Park. Mohat Musa, a second place there for him. In third place, it will be Aidan Russell in his very, very pink...
Rodeo is all over the back of the cock.
Yes, he is. But we are going to just quickly watch Mayo come across the line in fourth place. Fifth place is going to go to Ryan Ottens. Great drive there for him. Andre Sugar's sixth position, up two from where he had qualified. Isham Domingo, seventh place there in his... see those BMWs, they just slide out. In his very colourful...
Oh, it's 0.00 over the line. Serodio got the cock over the line.
No ways. You're right.
Andre Serodio got the cock over the line. They still side by side. They haven't crossed the
got
line.
him.
Yeah, he got it.
Serodio got him.
Absolute photo finish. We told you you'd have one here at even after an hour's race.
Yeah,
and here's the replay. Down the inside,
here
Serodio goes into the final corner. He's outbraked himself. The switchback is on. De Kock makes a little bit of contact on the switchback, but a great move from him either way. Side by side, they're going to go. It's a drag race across the line.
Yeah.
And it is Andre Serodio to take 8th place from 9th. AJ De Kock. Come back from Serodio and a great drive from both them in the final sector. Fenter will come across in P10. Sean Lerero crossing the line in 11th place with a great drive, great recovery from Alpha 1 Esports, Justin Lotus. Chris Heineke in 13th place. Has he crossed just yet?
Yeah, he has.
And then Craig Eckert in 14th. Rainer Robertson 15th, also from Alpha 1 Esports. Marius Bortma in 16th. Jason Farmer in 17th. Uri Thoraga down in 18th. Stefan Kutzer in 19th. With Justin Lanesberg and his Aston Martin in 20th.
Rowan Heineke
in 21st. Leon Davidius 22nd. Marco Bezuidenhout, we saw him in and out of the pits. Late stop from him. He's in 23rd. Tyler Scott in that pink Lamborghini in 24th. David Farrell, another Alpha Esports driver, I'm not mistaken, in 25th. With Etienne Martin, we saw a couple of unfortunate incidents for him from LTR with Van der Heerfer in 27th. Shamil Mohammed brings back 28th. Andre Hildebrandt in 29th. Rounding out the top 30, it's Bierkes in his GTR, 31st Yusuf Musa, and 32nd. Ati Pinar, we saw Ati have his difficulties with that. Terry Wolford in 33rd. Lucas Hubert in 34th. Jabulani Mazi Van Dor 35th, with Stephen Smith in 36th. Robert Stoltz in 37th. Unfortunately, the rest of the drivers unable to, and I don't quite get them on the list. But once again, Dylan, an hour action-packed with a photo finish.
It just goes according to the script, and that's exactly what we wanted.
F1 TV should be paying us.
So, guys, we are just going to get the top three to come and join us in the comms box. So we will be back shortly. And man, oh man, all I can say is what a freaking coconut of a race. We'll be back right now.
In the shadowed corners of racing's memory, yesterday's champions await their triumphant return, patiently biding their time on the sidelines. And now, the wait is over. They are back. SARCO, UK versus USA. Powered by NAG.
So while we just waited for the guys to come through, just catching up on some of the comments that have come through on both YouTube and Facebook, and it seems with us just restarting and getting rid of our Twitch feed that we were able to solve some of our issues. Brandon DeSantos said we have a 5-way horse. Yes, Brandon, we did, and that was the Heineke Lorero Bortma Lotus battle. Who was that 5th one?
Yeah, and they were cold. They leave the blanket.
That is correct. I'm out of my chat. Where did I go? There we go. Let's just get that on. And we're going to switch over to that view. Man, oh man. Round number 2, done and dusted. Let's go to you, Aiden, in your very, very brightly colored BMW.
Yeah. I was hoping the color would let the blue flag see me better. That was my thinking behind it.
Listen, we were sitting in the comms box and we could see you all the way through to turn number 12. But an absolute fantastic drive there for you. And it looks like the BMW is definitely dominant on this track.
Yes. No, the BMW definitely was. It was quite bad what happened to Andre. But yeah, it was, especially with it being my first time racing in the BMW, it was quite an enjoyable experience, I must say this.
We didn't actually get to see what happened with Andre. If you could just fill us in, that'd be great. Because we just missed that on stream.
So I was following behind him and Musa, and then he wasn't used to following people to that fast left-hander into the hairpin, and he kind of touched the grass and went crazy into the wall, just about. I managed to recover that, but yeah, that's what happened.
And just in terms of your pace, did you definitely feel that balance of performance has helped the car at the track?
Yeah, no, it definitely did help the car quite a bit. I mean, obviously, it was a fun car to drive, even though the Oulton's always geared towards the mid-engines, but for a front-end engine car, it was quite fun, and the BOP really made the car more equal with those Ferraris, because in practice, those Ferraris were flying, and the BM wasn't able to keep up with those Ferraris in practice, so it was quite nice.
Look, third place for you. A great result there. Let's go to you, Mohat. First race for you for the season. Unfortunately, missing the Donington one, but coming through. And for a second there, we thought that you had managed to put on pole, and then Radloff comes and takes that pole position away from you.
Yeah, coming back was quite intense, to be honest. So basically, started practicing again on Monday. But yeah, I had no answer for Radloff, unfortunately. He was very dominant. His pace was just on top form. Couple of mistakes on my side. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. All I can say is well done to Radloff on the win. And yeah, it was an intense race. Intense qualifying.
Yeah.
I thought I had it covered in qualifying, and then I saw Andre come up, and I was like, if we take Christopher's practice pace into account, he's definitely on pole, and he just came and planted it on pole. So well done to him.
Yeah, well done to him indeed, and well done to you as well, Mart. A great second place for you for the evening. Mr. Radloff, Mr. Flatout himself, looks like the BMW worked.
Yeah, I think the BMW is a little bit OP with minus 40 kgs here. But nevertheless, it's one of those things. The car was just on fire, absolutely on rails, and I just I put my head down from lap 1, and luckily I got away. There was some close calls with a few back markers, but other than that, it was just flat out the whole time. So it was quite cool. Very happy.
And just in terms of, normally you would have a couple of your teammates in and around you, but this time around, all of a sudden you had 3 Project Vapor drivers right behind you. Surely that must have just changed up the strategy a bit?
My strategy stayed the same, and the team also. We kind of knew in practice we're having 4 kgs of ballast, of added weight. I was pretty much on par with all the cars except the Porsche was at -40, and I knew that if I was going to have -40 on the BM, I was going to be quite quick. So the guys already knew that that all the BMs were going to be flying. But yeah, they had some unfortunate mishaps in the race, but that's how it goes. It's racing, and yeah, we'll push on to the next one.
No, absolutely freaking awesome. And Brands Hatch for 75 minutes. Who thinks up of these things, honestly? Carl, I don't know if there's anything from your side before we wrap it up.
No, I can't believe I've just watched 41 cars go around basically a karting circuit with very little incident. The team structure, the team dynamics, it's just so interesting to see from the series. And 11 seconds, we say it's a big gap, but because we're used to SARCO, that's kind of why. But after an hour, 11 seconds, not much of a gap at all. And great racing again from all of you. Well done, and can't wait till next week.
Awesome. Guys, everybody who joined us on the stream, thank you so much for those comments that were coming through. Just so much more action this time around that we weren't able to get to all of them. But all I can say, guys, is a big thank you to NAG for putting up the prize money for the series, as well as to MSR for the components that we have that runs the stream. Really looking forward to what happens next week as we go back to the 75-minute race, 1 pit stop. But it is do what you need to. But at least everybody needs to put in that pit stop, and a little change from last season. Guys, with nothing more to say, we'll see you next week. And without further ado, guys, keep practicing, keep racing, and thanks for watching.